Today's Reddit story is about a boyfriend ditching his girlfriend at a restaurant. That's kind of a mean move. But let's find out more about it. It's from the subreddit Am I the A-hole? And the title is Am I the A-hole for ditching my girlfriend at a restaurant which contribute to her failing her probationary period at work? I, 27 male, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, Cindy, 26 female, since university. Last September, Cindy's company went under. She took this hard because she loved her workplace, loved her colleagues, and loved her boss. Unfortunately, they just weren't making that much money, so the plug was pulled. When Cindy came home and delivered the news to me, I asked if she wanted me to introduce her to my boss. Having the same major, we worked in the same field, and my company is almost always hiring. Cindy said yes, and I texted my boss on the spot. After delivering her CV to him and a short interview process, she was hired in a 3-month probational position. I was really excited to be working with Cindy. We could save money on gas by carpooling, spend more time together, and have lunch together too. Unfortunately, things did not pan out. To be frank, Cindy was a horrible employee. She showed up late to the office 15 to 20 minutes late virtually every day. I had to give up on carpooling with her because I have a morning meeting and I need to get to work 15 minutes early every day. Cindy's favorite activity at work was opening up a blank Google Doc and looking at her phone under her desk. The hour we get for lunch was often an hour and a half for Cindy, and she really accomplished nothing in her time there. This continued for 3 months. Last Monday was a rare occasion where Cindy was actually ready on time to go to work together. Perhaps this was because of my gentle urging for her to get her life together, or perhaps it was because her probationary period was ending soon, but we were able to carpool. We went out to lunch together and Cindy ate way too slowly. I was looking at the clock and encouraging her to get a move on, but at the end of the meal, right when we had to leave to make it back on time, Cindy decided she wanted another refill of her soda. I told her time was up, but she was adamant that she absolutely needed another refill. To make matters worse, the restaurant was crowded and we couldn't flag down a server. I put the cash for the meal and the tip on the table, and I told Cindy that I was leaving with or without her. Cindy played chicken with me here, thinking that if she refused to move, I'll have no choice but to wait. But I walked to my car and drove back. Cindy showed up 20 minutes later, visually flustered. The restaurant was a 10-minute walk away, so I'm pretty sure she did end up getting her refill. She has been furious with me since. Last Friday, Cindy got her final judgment for her probational period. Due to her poor punctuality and general lack of direction, my company decided to not hire her for a full-time position. Cindy blames me. She says I made her late and that I ruined everything. Last night, she asked how she was supposed to pay her part of the rent without a job. And I responded, yes, that's a good question. How will you be paying? This threw oil on the fire, and now she doesn't even want to fight about it anymore. Was I the a-hole for what I did here? Wow. This girlfriend is just bad news all around. OP, you did your girlfriend a favor by reaching out to your boss and see if you can get her a job. But instead of being grateful and actually taking it seriously, your girlfriend decided to say, screw it, I'm just gonna goof off instead. She knew that if she did a good job in that 3-month probational period, that she would get hired on as a full-time position. But instead of working hard and proving that she's a good employee, she showed that she is the worst employee to get hired. She barely did any work, showing up late, taking an extremely long lunch. I mean, come on. Not only are you making yourself look bad, Cindy, you're making your boyfriend look bad. Your boyfriend went out of his way to, to say, hey, boss, I know someone that can, that would like to join our company. He basically vouched for you. And OP really put his reputation on the line for you. And instead of being grateful and actually like appreciating and, not making the OP look bad, you did like the worst thing possible. You really just blew off your opportunity of getting hired at this company. And OP does have a good point. How is she going to be paying for all like rent and basically her living expense now that she doesn't have a job? And it's not the OP's fault that she screwed it up. It's her own fault. She should have seriously taken the position like well. And from the sound of things, it just sounds like Cindy doesn't want to do anything. Like she's expecting that OP was just gonna pick up the pieces and she can just lounge at home or something. She doesn't really seem like she wants to try. Anyways, let's see what some of the commenters have to say about this. First commenter says, if she seriously believes she wasn't hired because of that particular date and not all the other ones, she is delusional AF. You even try helping her to be punctual, but she didn't give an F. Not the a-hole, not your responsibility at all. Exactly. She's a grown woman. She can make her own decision in this. It's her own fault for not showing up on time. She can decide on when to show up on time. It's her decision to get a refill on her soda because she really had to for lunch. Really? Why? Why is it so important to get a refill on the soda from lunch? That just made it worse. And like this commenter, it's not OP's fault that she got fired or she didn't get hired because of this one incident. It's an accumulation of everything that she has not done while on the job. Okay, another commenter says, this is going to sound crazy, but that may have been the point. She may have been intentionally dense about getting back from lunch on time, knowing that OP would leave without her. He's already set the precedent that he wouldn't be late to work for her with the morning carpools, and then using that to blame him for failing instead of herself. With how she acted at work, she might still actually be self-aware enough to realize she wasn't going to be kept on, so this could have been a plan to guilt OP into not pushing her too hard about the rent. It sounds like they live together. I know that sounds a bit nuts. I've just known some really manipulative people that I could see doing exactly that scenario. Ooh. So the OP does respond back to this comment. The OP goes, I didn't even recognize this as a possibility at the time, but it actually sounds likely now that you said it. I honestly don't understand how any reasonable person would expect to pass the probational period to a job after being chronically late and screwing around on Instagram all day at work. Ooh, good point. Another commenter says, nope, she effed around and is in the process of finding out, not the a-hole. Another commenter says, good grief, they didn't let her go because she was late from lunch once. Good for you for not risking your job to play a stupid game, not the a-hole. Another commenter says, not the a-hole. The only person in this story responsible for Cindy's predicament is Cindy. If this is how she handles adult responsibility, I'll be reconsidering her role in my life. I completely agree. OP, you need to dump this girl, okay? Get rid of her. She sounds like a leech. Get rid of her and move on because it just sounds like she's just going to drag you down. Anyways, what do you guys think of this story? Do you have any advice for the OP? Do you think he should leave the girlfriend? Let me know in the comment section. And remember, if you like these types of stories, to continue to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.